T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kop-Ish.
Good morning, lovely people. I hope you're well and welcome back to the morning meetup live show. My name is Callum, representing team Kopish. You know how it goes by now, people. When we get behind the mic, please make sure you subscribe, comment, and like, people. First and foremost, want to make sure you can all hear me and see me. So just throw a little one. Excuse me. Still getting over my bout of flu. If you can hear me and see me, please throw one in the chat just to make sure I am all good. Boy, we didn't play over the weekend, but we sure have been the topic of discussion now, haven't we? Eh? Arsenal drop points, United lose, City drop points, Chelsea win. Everyone's still talking about us, though. I mean, hey, you know, is it conspiracy theory? Didn't play the game at the weekend, people are saying. People are saying, oh, Liverpool getting favourable treatment. I mean, trees are falling down and people are being, you know, hurled into buildings. I mean, the game was called off for a reason, right? Arsenal fans moaning, Tottenham fans moaning, Man City fans moaning, Chelsea fans are really happy. Big up to Matisse. It's been a crazy weekend. But for Liverpool, it was a relaxing weekend. We got to sit back and chill out. And I think a new title challenge has definitely emerged. And me and Drift have been saying it for a few weeks now. Need to start three things in life are guaranteed: death, taxes, and my laptop effing up. But we are back. Yeah, you gotta take Chelsea seriously, man. Gotta take Chelsea seriously. The fact that they're able to rest their players every week and play a full strength team virtually every week, they're a problem. They're a problem. But look, we'll speak about that more on the Monday Night Live show tonight, alongside Matt and Drift with a full panel. But for now, we got to speak about a couple of David Ornstein bumbers. Dropped some tweets last night, and I quote: Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, and Trent have all now received contract offers from Liverpool. LFC have officially made a contract offer to Mohamed Salah. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right. Where do we go from here? I don't know if this is necessarily news. I think offers being made and offers being accepted, etc. For me, a contract offer being made isn't really news. I mean, I've heard that Diaz was made a contract offer and Konate was made a contract offer. And again, no disrespect to David Ornstein, and I say this with the greatest respect to him, actually, because he's one of the few journalists that is extremely reputable and knows his stuff. Over the last couple of years, though, when Ornstein's been saying stuff about Liverpool, it's not been too on point. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that he said that FSG were looking to sell. Hey ho, they're still here. So I'm taking everything with a pinch of salt. Look, until I see these guys sign a contract, until I see these guys sitting at a table or doing a video or doing a social media post or whatever, I'm not getting ahead of myself. Now, I know people sit there and go, look, Liverpool's pin tweet is down. They're posting loads of stuff about Salah. Yeah, cool. I need to see the contract signed. We've been umming and ahhing about this for a while. Salah's apparently been offered a 2-year deal. Good. It should be a 2-year deal. It should really be a 2-year deal plus a year option at the end, in my opinion. Virgil, the same offer. Trent should be a 5-year deal. Like, I don't get what I still don't get what the hold up is. I still don't. Maybe I'm being so naive and so stupid, but is it that complex to sit down with a player's agent or the player himself and say, what do you want? This is what we're willing to offer. Can we meet in the middle? If we're not willing to meet in the middle, okay, look, here's the parameters. This is what we can do to negotiate. That's what, for me, it doesn't seem that hard. But again, I might be completely wrong. At the end of the day, I'm just a Liverpool fan. The only difference between me and some other Liverpool fans is that I speak into a microphone and you guys can see me. You get to hear my thoughts and opinions, sometimes good, sometimes crazy, sometimes right, sometimes wrong. But I don't get the hold up. I don't get what has been such a delay here. So for me, I need to see action. It's all well and good saying we've made an offer. I need to see action. I need to see these players signing the contract. Mo Salah is responsible for 70% of our goals so far this year. I'll repeat for the people at the back. Mo Salah is responsible for 70% of our goals so far this season, whether that be a goal or an assist, not to mention pre-assists and all that stuff. 70%. Virgil van Dijk is showing and proving that he's still the world's best centre-back and is head and shoulders our best centre-back. No disrespect to Ibu, by the way. Ibu's been fantastic this season, but Virgil is still that guy. And Trent came off the bench against Newcastle and showed out. He said, yeah, you want creativity? You want someone to change the game? Here I am. Trent's been doing his business since he's been 18 years old. He's 25, 26 now. Reward these 3 players. They absolutely deserve it. So until I see movement, until I see real movement, in my opinion, I can't get ahead of myself. Because we've been flirting with this idea that these guys are getting new contracts and all that now. I just need to see it. Until I see it, I can't really get ahead of myself. I can't really get that happy about it. But what I will say, it sounds a bit positive. It sounds like things are moving in the right direction. But we've got less than a month to go before teams can legally start speaking to these players. That's if it's not happening already behind closed doors. But legally, they can start speaking to these players very, very soon. So let that be a warning to everyone. And let that be a warning to FSG. Let that be a warning to Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards. These players are highly valued by Liverpool, should be treated such, and should be given the highest priority between now and January 1st to make sure that's all sorted. And then from January 1st, I don't want to hear anything about, oh, well, we signed up the contract, so we can't do much business. No. Get stuff done. I don't want to hear any excuses. You should still be able to get everything done. You've had plenty of time to plan around this. Contract should have been done ages ago, but hey ho, we're here now. Let's get contracts sorted, and then in January, let's attack the window properly and get in a couple of reinforcements so we can go and win this league and the Champions League and other trophies as well. So that's where I stand on that. But happy that Ornstein's reporting it, because it means something might be happening behind the scenes. But we will see. On to the next topic, guys. Frenkie de Jong. A couple of you saying it's 75% of our goals is responsible. Even more reason. Like, what are we doing there? How has he not been signed up already? Just get it done, people. Get it done. So, Frankie de Jong has been linked with a move to Liverpool. Apparently, he's only valued at around 33 million euros at the moment. His contract currently expires in 2026, so he's going into the last 2 years of his contract at the moment. The 27-year-old plays for Barcelona, is one of the better midfielders in world football when he's on form and he's fit and firing. But that's the problem. On form, fit and firing. I'm going to read out a list of injuries that Frankie de Jong has had before I make my points about why I think this is, one, a non-starter, and two, should be a non-starter. In 2017-18, he missed 31 games. 18-19, he missed 3 games. 2021, he missed 7 games. 21-22, he missed 5 games. 22-23, he missed 47 games. Sorry, he missed 9 games. 23-24, he missed 47 games. And so far this season, he's not missed any games. But his minutes have been massively managed. When it comes to talent and everything that Liverpool would want in a centre midfielder, he probably fits the model. He's probably slots like dream midfielder. Athletic, tall, strong on the ball, press resistant, can dribble, can pass, has an eye for goal, great eye for a cutting edge pass, breaks lines. But goodness me, the guy is not fit. I mean, we've got Chiesa at the moment, we've got Jota, other players who you'd consider injury prone. We do not, and I repeat, we absolutely do not need another player coming in who's injury prone to Liverpool Football Club. I mean, doing that at this point would be absolutely shocking. It would be shockingly bad decision making. Is he a good footballer? Yes. But do you know how much his salary is? He's on like 600k a week or something silly like that. So the least he's going to want is 200k. That puts him amongst some of the highest earners at the club. We can't even tie up contracts at the moment of our better players, let alone bringing someone on 200k. I know journalists have to make their money. I know they have to get clicks and all that stuff. But come on, guys, we don't believe this one, do we? We don't believe Liverpool are considering getting Frenkie de Jong. Surely not. Not with other midfielders out there who can do a really good job and like a younger, less injury prone. Surely not. I personally think it's a non-starter for so many reasons. But I also don't think we should be going in for this deal at all. He's an excellent footballer, nothing to do with De Jong's talent. If you watch football, you'll know how good De Jong is. If you watch De Jong play, you'll know how good he is. But you'll also know how unavailable he can be as well. And I'll also say, I don't actually think he's reached Ajax levels at Barcelona either. Shout out to halftime hooks in the building. Look, we can't be going in for a deal like this. We can't. It'd be so negligent at this point. What would we be doing with a Frenkie de Jong on our books, guys? Really? I know we need to bolster the midfield. I really do. But Frankie's not the one. Go and get me a Angelo Stiller. For people who still love him and want him at the club, go get a Zubimendi. Go try and go and get a Belieber. Go and get someone who can improve us while actually being fit and available. Is going to experience their prime years with Liverpool, hopefully. Because right now, it'd be crazy for that to happen. It'd be insane, actually. And I don't think we'll be that crazy to do that. Chiesa at 10 million was a calculated risk because Chiesa's not on a high salary. Frenkie de Jong would be the biggest risk we're taking probably since Thiago. And at least Thiago came off the back of a title winning season and a Champions League winning season where he was barely injured. And let's be honest, Thiago was assaulted in this second game for Liverpool. Either way, let's not fall into the trap. However, you know what I'm going to ask you guys now. January is coming up. We need a centre midfielder. Who would you go and get? I said I want Angelo Stiller. I think that's a deal that's very achievable as well. And I actually think we could actually get a bit of money off the price by sending Endo in the other way. I'm seeing a lot of you speaking about Edison. Edison's quality as well. Belieber, shout out to Paulie saying Belieber. I don't think Belieber would move in January. I don't think Brighton would let that happen. Zubi, I don't think we'll get Lukeba. Rishek, you don't think still is Liverpool level? Explain to me a bit more, Rishek, why you don't feel still is Liverpool level, please, bro. Zuba still says Hugo. Big up Hugo. Coop Miners says Aldrin. I'm not a big fan of Coop Miners, if I'm going to be honest. Shuameni Gerard, I'll be honest with you, Shuameni ain't going anywhere because of the amount of injuries that Real Madrid have. James LFC 86 says Caicedo. Ha ha ha, James. Ha 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 ha, bro. Olivio says Vitinha. Reds 10 Red says Kone. He just moved to Roma though in the summer. Roma ain't gonna sell him yet. Arne Slots talk about Caicedo. Shout out to Demo Dre in the building. Hope you're well, brother. Bashir, I do hope Bashir comes back off loan at the end of his loan spell and does have a future at Liverpool. However, hearing some conflicting reports about his potential future at the club simply because of his discipline or lack thereof. I hope it's not the case though. Koku says LFC Rakesh. Not a big Koku fan either. Big up yourself, James. All love as always, brother. Chapman Plays says, honestly, can we trust the owners to give us the money to buy someone in January? I mean, how much time have we got? These shows are only usually meant to last about half an hour, 45 minutes tops. I mean, do you want me to go on the FSG rant? I mean, I think everyone knows where I stand with FSG. They're not trustworthy, no. I'm trying to live in a positive world, though, because everyone knows we need a midfielder, right? Vern says, Ndidi, interesting shout. Interesting shout. I'm not going to shut that one down. Interesting shout. There is still a player in there. I feel he's lost his way. I don't know if he'd be the one for us anymore. FSG for life. FSG till I die. Okay, cool. I see the trolls in the comments. I see you, Christian. I see you, Swan, as well. You guys never going to let me live that down, no? Okay, cool. Hudgman from Sporting. Yeah, I'll be on board with that. JJ36, no, I'm not gonna rant, don't worry. KJSJ7 said Reinders. That's Drifty's guy. I think he's good. That's Drifty's guy. I think that's the guy Drift really wants us to sign. Don't see that happening though. Wow, you lot are just bringing up my dirt. What is this? What is this, guys? This is a Monday and this is how we start the week, yeah, by starting trouble. Is this what we're doing? Jack of all spaces, still waiting on that battle with you and Matt, by the way. Says I'm vexed. I always said Tim was the one, should have got him before he went to Arsenal. Timber's quality. However, I do think Jarrell Hatto could do for us what Timber does for Arsenal. Obviously, I don't think he can play right back, whereas Timber can play right back and left back. I think Jarrell Hatto could do what Timber does for Arsenal, though, in terms of playing centre midfield and as a fullback as well. Potentially in midfield as well. Hatto is very accomplished. Hatto. So again, I'll be honest with you guys. If I could sign two players in January, it'd be Hatto and it'd be Stiller. That would be the two players. I see a lot of people speaking about Kirkers, and I know Kirkers is featured a lot recently. I don't see the point in signing Kirkers, and this will lead nicely onto the next subject. I don't see the point in signing him in January unless we're going to sell Simicast or Robert, because we'd have three left backs in the club. We don't need three left backs. Not to mention Owen Beck and Luke Chambers are doing really well out on loan at the moment. Like really well on loan. So, I mean, based on that, should they not be given a chance when they come back? By the way, I know Kirkers is quality. He really is. But yeah, I'd be shocked if we went in for him in January without selling one of our left backs. I don't think Tsimikas wants to leave. I don't think Slot necessarily wants to sell Tsimikas either. Obviously, his favourite player in that position is Robertson, it seems, but I don't know, man. That left back situation is a bit of a sticky one because in an ideal world, you'd probably replace both Robbo and Tsimikas in the summer, but that'd be a lot to do. I would probably get someone in and also bring back Beck, but that's just me. Scraps, you don't think Hato and Stiller improve our starting 11? I disagree, bro. I think Stiller and Gravenberch in the pivot, or Stiller and McAllister in the pivot, or Stiller and Jones. I think Stiller comes in and does improve the starting 11 personally, and I think Hato does the same. I think Hato could start at left back straight away. He's defensively solid, he's quick, he's athletic, and he can also cover Virgil as well. I personally think he can, but I also get the reservation as well because he's doing it in Holland at the moment. He's still quite young, has necessarily been tested at the highest level. LFC Rakesh, how about a blockbuster signing of Alessandro Bastoni? How about I ask my wife if we can have a throuple with me, her, and Lauren London? Because I reckon I'd have a better chance of achieving that than FSG getting Bastoni. Bastoni to Liverpool ain't happened. He'd be my dream signing. Shout out to Demo. Leif Davis is another big shout. Big fan of him. I think I've spoken about him a few times. Big fan of him. We ain't getting Bastoni. One, I don't think Bastoni wants to leave Italy. And two, we ain't going to spend that sort of money to get Bastoni. So what I'll do, guys, I'll propose to my missus that we have a throuple with Lauren London. And if you see me on stream, you'll know that she has allowed me to live. If you don't see me on stream, you know it's gone really bad. And I love you all if I don't see you again. Scraps, I agree with this. We lack physicality in our midfield. Zubimendi doesn't fix that. Shout out to Jamrock, actually. Jamrock was the first person to say this. And look, I'm not going to change my tune now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I wanted Zubimendi in the summer so badly. I mean, you guys saw the video. I think I made that pretty clear. But Jamrock kept on saying he doesn't fix the issue of physicality in the midfield. He's a quality footballer. He doesn't fix that physicality issue. And Jamrock's right. He doesn't. And the more I'm seeing physical teams play against us, the more I'm realizing we do need a bit of a brute in there to an extent. That's why I was more on board with getting a Tchouaméni than a Zubimendi personally. We need someone strong and physical in that midfield to complement the other guys. And I think Tchouaméni is the perfect person to do that. Problem is can you get Tchouaméni out of Real Madrid even in the summer? You won't get him out in January. They need him in January. They need him for the rest of the season. So it'll be intriguing to see what happens. Edison, again, that's a good shout, Kalen, saying that Edison kind of is the best of both worlds there. He actually is, to be fair. He actually is. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I just hope we sign a centre midfielder, guys. I think we need to sign a centre midfielder. If we don't, I think it'll be such a waste or a bad decision unless we're saving the money to get someone brilliant. Either way, I think we need to sign at least 2 players in January. Sorry, whether that be attacker, a centre midfielder, defender, something has to happen. And also another problem that we need to address probably sooner rather than later is the fact that Salah needs some help up there. Salah needs more consistency from the rest of the attackers. He is going to have a drop-off this season. And when he has a drop-off, we need other players to step up for him. And as of right now, I don't trust anyone else to step up for Salah. So we need to make sure we're doing what we do. On to another player, Julio Soler, someone we were heavily linked with in the summer. Apparently, we put in a bid for him or made an inquiry for him. But nothing came of it. The left-back who plays in Argentina has again been linked with a move to the Premier League. So straight away, he's been linked with a move to Liverpool. again, for the same reasons as Kirkes, I don't see that happening. Plus, if you're looking at potentially keeping Chambers and Beck around, so being 19, does that block their pathway? I doubt we're going to have two left backs who are both 19, for example, with Beck Beck, I think, is 20 or 21. They're going to have two left backs that young as your starting fullbacks in a team like Liverpool. Hence why I would be on board bringing in a Hato in January and then someone else in the summer. Again, my dream signing for left back would be Teo Hernandez. If I'm going to be a bit more realistic, I don't actually know. I mean, the left back market is quite broad, to be honest. Leif Davis is good. I do like Anthony Robertson from Fulham. Nuno Mendes at PSG doesn't have much longer left on his contract. Alphonso Davies would be excellent, in my opinion, despite his defensive inconsistencies. But I don't see us getting Soler unless we buy him and we loan him out. Big up yourself, man. Like Matt, make sure people you subscribe to the Matt One show as well, people. Big up yourself, Matt. Yeah, I don't. The left back. Look, I'm going to ask you again the same question. Who do you guys want us to sign as a left back and why? Because I do think the market's quite broad and there's quite a lot of players, but we have to sign the right one. And I do think I'd like us to sign someone who's around the 24-year-old mark. I think, and a balanced left back as well. I want someone who's like a Robbo was in his prime, where defensively you know he's cool, but attacking wise you know he's got that as well. I think Kirkes is good. I probably don't rate him as highly as other people do. I know Matt rates Kirkes really high. As always rated him. He's not a bandwagon person. He spoke about Kirkes from early. Nuno Mendes would be a great shout. Udogi's a bit up and down for me. I don't know if it's because he's at Spurs and Spurs are Spursy. But Udogi's a bit up and down for me. Hincapié, not really on board with Hincapié. Not really on board. So let me ask you guys another question then. Who would you sell, Robbo, Tsimikas, or would you move on both? So I repeat the question: Robbo, Tsimikas, or move on both? Because I personally think you can move on both if you were to get Hato and a new left back, and then have either Owen Beck or Luke Chambers there as well. Because then you'd have the new left back and Hato who can cover that position, but Hato also covers centre back, and then you also have Owen Beck there as cover as well. Selling both could be quite a lot for the dressing room. However, if you are able to keep Salah, Virgil and Trent, and I don't think selling Robbo is the worst idea in the world. And I know people are going to turn around and be like, how can you just bid him off? I'm not bidding off Robbo, but football is football. Players come and go. I do think now would be a good time to move Robbo on. He's a legend of the club, the best left back I've seen in my lifetime at Liverpool. Shout out if you've not seen the latest members video yet. I just think it's time to move on from Robbo personally. John Summers, hi Cal, thoughts on Leroy Sané? I know he's on a free at the end of the season. The reason I wouldn't go for Leroy Sané, something just doesn't seem right with his attitude. In terms of talent and everything, he's got that on lock. We all know he can play right and left easily to the highest of levels. Just doesn't have that mentality for me. Doesn't have that. You see, like when the game's going bad, like for example, the Newcastle game. The Newcastle game, Salah dragged us through to get the lead and then ultimately end it up with a draw. If Sané's playing that game and the game's going how it's going, I don't think Sané does that. Sané is such a talented footballer. Just something up here just doesn't seem to click, in my opinion. Big Yards said Vardy punched him up for a reason. No, yeah, true that as well. Yeah, something with Sané just doesn't click with me. Quality footballer, but just doesn't have that mentality where if you're going into the trenches, I don't expect Sané to be one to help you get out of the trenches. A9 says, what if we sell Robbo and Gomez, replace them with Lukaku and Bastoni? Again, I'll ask my missus about the throuple, A9. I don't think she's gonna go for it, but look, I'll try my luck. FSG ain't getting us Lukaku. Lukaku's got a 70 mil euro release clause, I think, in the summer. That ain't happening. We ain't doing that, especially when we need other things addressed as well. Yeah, ain't happening. I wish I was wrong. A9, but it's not happening, man. Kalen says, off topic, that Chelsea attack is scary. We'll have a tough game at Stamford Bridge. The way our attack has been playing, it will be Salah on his own versus their defense. I agree with Chelsea's attack. It is scary, especially when you look at players like Felix and Sancho. I mean, I did say I rated Sancho, and I think I'm starting to be vindicated for that. Sancho's a baller who is just at the wrong club with the wrong manager. Chelsea's attack is scary. However, their defense isn't. Their defense isn't scary at all. We can get in and around that defense and be comfortable. We can do real damage to that defense, in my opinion, if we're on form, or if Salah's on form, and the rest do what they need to do. Plus, shout out to Di Madrid, just took the words out of my mouth. Goalkeeper situation at Chelsea. If Chelsea sort out their goalkeeper situation, hopefully not Kelleher, and their defense, then they are legit title contenders next season again. I think they're title challengers now. Next season, they're absolute title challengers. So that remains to be seen what will happen there. But look, as of right now, they're second in the league. You've got to give credit to Chelsea. I tell you who's going under the radar, and I think that's because Arne Slot's had such a good start. Maresca. We all kind of laughed when they got in Maresca and was like, you got rid of Poch from Maresca, a manager from the Championship. He's done really well for them. Have to give credit where credit's due, man. Have to give credit where credit's due. Shout out to Monkey King, says, you just know regarding signings equals no signings. Yeah, look, I'm not holding my breath on signings, but I hope we do. Look, my voice is going a little bit. My nose is starting to run. This flu is really attacking me, but we move, people. If anyone's interested in combat sports, I'll be going live in about 10 minutes on the Sanderson show to speak about UFC 310 and some of the stuff that came out over the weekend regarding the combat game. So make sure you head over there, guys. I'm on my way to 4,000 subscribers over there. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do. I'd be massively, massively grateful. But also, if you haven't subscribed here, make sure you do as well, please, people. On the road to 35,000 subscribers. We will be back later today with 2 more shows. We will have a preview show for Girona around maybe 4 o'clock. And then we'll also have our Monday night live show. Shout out to everyone in the chat. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. My name is Callum, representing Team Kopish. Big up Matt and big up Drift. So I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish from out, people. Take care.